Hi everyone, how's everything going? Um, so I do have the skinny brew, right? It works. And I do have the super greens that are chocolate. I actually like the chocolate. It smells like hot cocoa. It does give it a bit of a mocha flavor. So that's pretty cool. Uh, what am I up to? I don't know what I'm up to. But I definitely did not spend any time talking about the elephant in the room. So let's talk about the elephant that's in the room. I am devastated that Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead. And I think that somebody made a comment that there has to be something wrong with our democracy if one person's death can affect that many people. And I can understand that, and at first glance, I would agree. But then I started thinking about it, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg did so much, and she was such an inspiration. And if you don't know anything about her, I highly, highly recommend. Man, this looks just like Coco. Anyway, I highly recommend you watch RBG on CNN, and then I highly recommend you even look at the fictional depiction of her called On the Basis of Sex. And it just breaks my spirit. And she is, I mean, the thing I love about her the most is that she operated with no notion that, like, she doesn't need a pat on the back. Like, she didn't do it for pats on the back. She did it because, like, she did this famous quote. Look, women are not looking for a handout. We just looking to be judged on on the things that we could do. We don't need your pitiful handout. And so she says consistently over and over, get your knee off our neck, right? She didn't say that at first. That was part of the suffragists. And I want to recommend, for if you have a child, Becoming RBG. And this is a comic book. Well, it's not a comic book. It's a graphic novel. And I bought it for my cousin's daughter, for her to read. My daughter, I had her read a book earlier when we were doing the homeschool because of COVID-19 during the spring. And then I had her watch the movie. Even though I took her to see the movie before, when it first came out, it was a daughter and mother time, and we went to go see the movie together in the theaters. Those places that who knows whenever I'll ever get back to. And we wrote a letter to her this year. And so it's kind of cool that we wrote a letter to her before, when she was alive, to be able to have access to it. I don't know if she's read it. At least maybe her staff would have read it. I mean, I think that was just... Anyway, I am devastated, and it hasn't hit me enough. I don't know when it'll hit me. But maybe we need to have a come to Jesus moment. So there is a movie that came out. Let me see if it's on my phone. I forgot to put it on my iPad. Okay. Sorry. Work. Okay. Work. Sorry. Things get kind of complicated pretty quickly. Movie. So there is a movie out, and I don't see it on. Do I even have Amazon Prime? Yeah, I do. Sorry, I get like. I'm gonna tell you that I definitely have to upgrade my phone. I'm not looking forward to this process. And when I do upgrade it, it needs to be the biggest memory out of the world because I'm operating on the need to do that. Okay, so vote. See how long it's going to take for this to pull up. I should have pulled this up earlier, so I'm so sorry. Anyway, there is this movie that came out. Wow. I didn't know that all this stuff was out here. Really? Huh. Oh, it's PBS American Experience. I think I can find. Okay. Oh, interesting. I don't want to. You know what? I want to. No, I want to. My gosh, there's so much here that I should. I'm gonna start adding stuff to my watch list. So let me mark all this stuff to my watch list because I want to see that because I need to see if I can. Let me add to this. Okay, that's not what I came here for. I our there is a new movie that came out called All In: The Fight for Democracy. I remembered it off the top of my head. All In: The Fight for Democracy. And it is about Stacey Abrams. And I'm going to let you know something. I wanted to be an election attorney. And people laughed at me because that was the kind of law I wanted to practice because, I don't know. I don't know why that was always something I wanted to do. I did not, after many times applying and getting accepted to different law schools, I did not, sorry, it's my daughter, I did not go. And I don't know if I regret the decision or not. I do like being doctor. But on the other hand, I do need to consider. I'm going to put this on silent for a second. Stop. All In for Democracy. So I really, 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 really like the idea of trying to fight for traveling. Well, one, and that's another thing. And I can't see me going back into this until my kids get older because I don't see how I can get away with traveling in the same way. But I enjoy the notion of electoral law and literally fighting for every vote. And so when I watched All In: Fight for Democracy, I was not angry. Well, actually, I was angry, but I wasn't angry to the point I was crying, which sometimes that does bother me. It didn't move me that way. I was angry because I was like, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. And it does make you pause. I mean, I think that it's not that I always cared if it was Republican versus a Democrat. But I think that this is the first time that well, it's not the first time because I felt this way in 2016. But because I'm still devastated over Hillary Clinton. And where's my safety pin? I needed to bring back my safety pins. But in 2020, I am indignant and I'm not angry. I'm not upset anymore, or hurt or on the verge of tears. I am like indignant because the time has come that I cannot take dealing with these people, dealing with this anymore, right? Like it's just out of control. And why is it so out of control? I mean, there's no nicety that can be had here anymore. It is all in indignant, and people are not playing fair. Like one person, one vote, let's have everyone vote and see how it comes. And I was talking to my class this week and I was explaining to them the Republican Party in 2020 has no plan. And I'm not saying this just because I'm not a Republican, but I'm saying that the Republican Party intentionally voted to have no plan, no party platform, nothing. So you are running against a party that has nothing, that is offering you nothing. So you're just going to have to take a guess as to it being the opposite of the Democratic Party. I mean, it's just laughable that people are be willing to vote for someone who has no plan, a party that has no platform. And in this case, you stole the election. And see, now when I read and I understand, what is that man's, Mike, Killer Mike, and his idea was like, I'm going to go up there and be and understand the governor, because Governor Kemp is still the governor of Georgia, and we need to talk. And he tried to give an explanation of like all the things that he does and has done, but people are still angry that he would go meet with the governor. And the reason why I can understand where he's coming from, but after watching All In, the Fight for Democracy, Brian Kemp is an illegitimate governor. And let's just call a spade a spade. It is an illegitimate governor. And so I can officially see both ways. Like nobody's saying that he shouldn't be governor. People are saying that you should not be stealing and manipulating the election to win. Look, he could have won legitimately without all of the extra stuff. But you know what? We will never know. Because he didn't try to do it legitimately. And that's the frustrating thing. It's a good movie. I have my students watching it, and the reason why I like this movie more than anything, it's on Amazon Prime. I love it. I love it because it breaks down the history of voting by various demographic groups. Like it's not just step 1, step 2, step 3. It wants to break it down consistently, right? And so you're actually able to see a consistent understanding of why voting rights has been has A, been a fight, and B, how it has systematically marginalized anyone but white men. And I loved how they depicted this. I think that they did an excellent job trying to show how this affects Native Americans, how it affects Latinos, how it affects Blacks. It's an excellent film. I highly encourage you to watch it. Very thorough, very informative, very well done. I don't want to milk this time of great conversation and greatness with something that may not be all that great. So we're going to leave it at that. I did get my new Chucks Taylors. So even though I don't like Chuck and I don't look good. Chucks don't look good on my feet at all. But I got them, and I'm wearing them. Um, so it is what it is. And I got a new little dress, well, a new romper here. I'm not sure if I like it, but it's something different. Anywho, on that note, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.